It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. Just a bit outside radio show, live on the air, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. As always, share the link, share the love, throw a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up. You know, whatever social media you're watching on, whatever it asks you to do, just do that for us. We appreciate it. And as always, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how is it going?
What's going on, Mark? Happy Juneteenth to everybody. I'm going to ask y'all to kind of bear with me tonight. The voice isn't 100%, but I really wanted to do this show and chop it up with you all because we got so much going on. Not just tonight, but this weekend. And, like I said, I want to talk about it. So, here we go. Let's get things started. First things first. What's going on around town? Like I said, it's Juneteenth, aka Freedom Day, which is celebrated annually to commemorate the ending of slavery in the United States. So there are several celebrations going around nationwide. I'm pretty sure no matter where you are, there's something going on locally. There are plenty of things going down locally here in the 410. Parties, cookouts. I believe they might even be doing something at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. So, it's a good day to get out and celebrate blackness. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, okay, yeah. I think they started syncing this thing up with Juneteenth, but AFRAM is this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say I feel like that was like something that they did, and so you're confirming that? Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is it's so fitting for you to know that. Not I don't, Mark. I don't. People are taking away my black card as we speak on this day. Okay. But yeah. So it's AFRAM this weekend. I really have to tip my hat off to Mayor Brandon Scott for what he has done here. Not just as far as like his actual job as mayor, but socially. And when I say socially, I'm talking about these festivities. The Baltimore by Baltimore Festival. We talked about that previously. We talked about Artscape, and he has just done a really good job of, what I like to call just rewarding Baltimore for, taking some steps in the right direction. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and, this AFRAM is no different. It's bringing in a couple of heavy hitters. We've got Patti LaBelle, who I am seriously trying to go see. So I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan. And also, he is bringing in, for all of us old heads out there in 1990s hip hoppers, is bringing AZ to the stage, which is that's a big deal. If you're a fan of 90s hip hop, you know who AZ is. He was part of the very popular group back in the day, The Firm, which included Nas and Foxy Brown. Great fucking album, man. I still to this day can see myself as a little Minor Quiche, rocking out to this album on a daily basis. And he's got some other great albums, Do or Die, man. AZ's got a very good catalog, and I am fully confident that he is going to have everybody, feeling the beats, singing along. It's going to be great. AFRAM is just going to be great this year, and like I said, I just really have to tip my hat off to Brandon Scott. After you put the work in, after you do the work, you should be rewarded. And
Oh. Okay, we're back.
Oh, shit, sorry. All right, ready to go?
Yep. Sorry about that.
All right, we back?
Yeah. Our broadcasting software for everyone out there just decided to stop doing audio. But luckily I caught it pretty much right when it happened, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just pick up where I left off. Yeah, just when I was saying that I went up to Broadway to see this play, Hell's Kitchen, which is about, Alicia Keys, her young life, 17 years old. And, it was a really good story about how she got into playing piano and singing and everything. And, Mark, the cast was absolutely amazing. The young lady that played Alicia Keys, Amanda Reed, she was fantastic. The lady that played her mother, Jessica Vosk, she was my absolute favorite. And they had some folks in there that I've seen in other places as well. A gentleman, Christopher Jackson, he was in the original Hamilton. He played George Washington, and he also currently has a role on Just Like That. That brother can sing, man. And, for, folks my age, that'll be putting it out there, I'm about the same age as Alicia Keys. So, watching this story about her as a 17-year-old, it was nostalgic, because it was like all of the old clothes from back in the day, the baggy jeans, the FUBU jerseys. Oh, wow. They did a really good job with the costuming, and the dancing was just absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, one of the best plays that I've seen in a long time. I went up there with my family, and we had a very intense discussion on which play was better, this or The Wiz. And, I talked about how fantastic The Wiz was. But, if you're into theater, if you're into musicals, plays, and stuff, definitely it's worth a day trip to go up to New York and see Hell's Kitchen, man. It was fantastic. Big shout out to Alicia Keys with that production, man, because, like I said, it was really phenomenal. Really phenomenal.
I gotta ask the snobby question.
Sure.
Was it on Broadway or off Broadway?
It was off Broadway.
Ah.
Off Broadway. Yep.
Not that I've seen a damn show in New York, but
Wait a minute, hold on, because I might be. Wait a minute, hold on. You know what? I might be wrong about this. All right, let me preface this by saying, okay, I went up there on a bus trip, right? And so we all got on this bus, we drove up to New York, right? And before we went to see the play, we stopped at this barbecue spot.
Okay. All
right, and I think I honestly can't tell you if it was or not, because after we stopped at that barbecue spot, we took a couple of turns, man, and with New York traffic and everything is so, standstill. Honestly can't tell you where the hell we ended up. I'm gonna look that up while we doing the show though to see. But I want to say it was off Broadway, but then again, I'm trying to think again, because they had some other heavy hitters on the same street, which makes me feel like it was on Broadway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they there was another play that was pretty big called Gypsy, and then another play called Purpose, and I know that those are pretty big. Hell's Kitchen play on Broadway, I think it is.
And I mean,
yeah, yep. I'm sorry, guys. It is on Broadway. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I mean, I got so turned around up there, and I don't go often enough to be able to really know where I am.
I mean, we know how you are with those bus trips too.
Yeah, well, man, what's so crazy about this particular bus trip, and will probably contribute to my disorientation. That bus trip was Saturday morning. We left at like 7:30 in the morning. Okay, the night before, I had my season ticket to the Orioles game.
Oh.
Right? Oh my God, it was horrible. The game was supposed to start at the official time was 6:35. We had a rain delay. Okay,
right.
The game did not start until 8:45, and then there was like another mini rain delay. So by the time I didn't even stay for the whole game because it was just getting entirely too late.
Yeah,
I was going on like very little sleep. I slept the whole way up. My parents kept asking, like, "Are you okay?" I was like, just exhausted. My dad's like, "No, she's not her. She went out last night. She went to the baseball game." But, yeah, so, that probably contributed to a little bit of my disorientation because I was absolutely exhausted. But I will say that the play was so good. I'm at that age now, whenever I go to, like, the movie theaters or a play, whenever I go anywhere where they dim them lights,
yeah,
I am guaranteed to go to sleep for 5 minutes.
What?
It does not matter what happens, what I'm watching. I don't know what it is, but that's where I am in life right now.
Oh, wow.
But with this particular play, I was up the whole entire time. I was up the whole entire time, and I had drinks, and man, it was that good. So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never let any grass grow under my feet. Kendrick Lamar was in town last night down in D.C. at Landover. Another great show with him and SZA, who I absolutely adore.
Ooh. And
oh man, yeah, she's up.
I know you were there more for her than him.
Yeah, that's like, I slowly began to realize that as the concert went along, man. She is a nice something else. That's all I'm gonna say. But fantastic performances by both parties, man. They complement each other so well. I don't think how many people really realize that they have been so closely linked for so long. Have a whole slew of songs that they did together during the course of their career. So it wasn't like it was one featuring the other. They did this together.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like they alternated songs, they alternated sets. It was absolutely amazing, man. Like, big shout out to Kendrick Lamar. He has come so far, and I was saying last night, it's just crazy how his popularity has skyrocketed because of this dumbass beef with the Canadian that I will not name. Because, his early music is just so fucking fire, for real. Like, seriously. His early stuff, I mean, he has grown and he has matured, but it's just so raw and so hip-hop. Like, a lot of people like his old stuff better than the new stuff. I mean, that's how it usually goes. But, yeah, man. I mean, just a wonderful artist. I have also followed SZA since 2013. Yeah. I was telling my homegirls, there was a concert back around that time when she first came out at Baltimore Soundstage, man. And this is why Baltimore's just one of the reasons why it's so great, dude. It was $40.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
It was Willow Smith, it was SZA, and it was Jhené Aiko. Before, it was crazy, because Willow Smith was the big deal because she had already released. She had that song "Whip Your Hair Back and Forth" out a few years ago, and and nobody really knew who SZA and Jhené Aiko. They hadn't blown up yet. But it was like just to see them and remember them at that concert and to see how far they have come along, it's just really amazing, man. And I was really able to connect those dots last night, and it was just really a great performance, And we were the last stop on the United States portion of the tour. Now they're going over to Europe and to finish out their tour. So
Wow.
that's really it's really cool. Yeah, because I actually I looked it up today to see if they had anything else in the United States because I would go again. And I was like, God damn it! Of course this would be the last stop.
They were in. I believe Charlotte like the week before, not just a few days before. John Champion, friend of the show, he I know he went to that show and just raved about it.
Yeah, it was really fantastic. I mean, I know my man John. I know his taste, and I would absolutely double down on anything that he said. Absolutely.
So, like, I just thought of this as you were talking, but Kendrick, obviously he got that Super Bowl rub, so a lot more eyes on him, a lot more people looking at him. What was the vibe or the audience creamier?
Okay, so I mean, I don't know the guy. We're not like best buds or anything like that, but just judging from what I've seen. Just judging from his presentation, Kendrick Lamar is an extremely humble human being.
Got a song all about it.
Yeah, shit, right. And it's just like, to me, judging, rappers and things, that he is like one of the closest rappers that you will get to quote unquote real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's just, you can tell that he, even at this stage, even at the popularity and the skyrocketing, and, let's face it, he's an icon. He's made that much of an impact. I would say it. He is an icon, and he still has levels that he's going to reach and attain, like that, but it has not changed him. He's still extremely appreciative. And, SZA as well, the whole Top Dog Entertainment, that's his label. I made a comment about, it's incredible how, this man, created this label, crafted it, molded it. Now he has got a roster of entertainers who are all just like them. Yeah. Just like him. They are not pick me people. They are not watch me people. They are people who go out there, let their craft speak for themselves, and put in work. The most recent and most obvious example of this is Doechii. I don't even think people even realize that Doechii is part of Top Dog Entertainment.
Yeah.
And and it also speaks to the type of person that he is. He does not have to be seen. He could put, if he wanted to, he could take a Puffy route or a or like a Suge Knight route and have his face and have everywhere, all over his artist stuff.
Yeah.
He's nowhere to be found. He lets Doechii be who she was, lets her do her thing, lets her art speak for herself, because he believes that much in it. He doesn't need to be the face of that or to build her brand based off of him. He does the same thing with SZA. Schoolboy Q, Jesus, crackers. JID, I mean, you guys gotta look into Top Dog Entertainment, man. Like, it's just really one of my favorite groups right now, and just really just so versatile, so talented, and I just have a lot of admiration and respect for Kendrick Lamar, man. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do.
I compare him a lot to Jay-Z, because he was doing producing and songwriting long before like he got big and in his own career. So
absolutely.
I think that helps with how he handles Top Dog.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, big things, and, a great way to end the Gemini season for me, for real, because, that brother's a Gemini too, and his birthday was on the 17th, so, he was actually turned up for the show, and we all had a good time.
Nice.
Good things. Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about some things that are going down tonight. Let's get back into the realm of sports, shall we? Okay.
We shall.
That sounds like I'm getting ready to do a cheer or something. Shall we? Okay. How funky is your chicken? No. Oh man. Okay. Let's go. Thunder versus Pacers. We have a very critical Game 6 on our hands. Game 5, insane. I didn't watch the ending, but I saw something the next day about Rick Carlisle taking out the starters with 2 minutes left in the game. I don't know what the hell happened there, but OKC takes the lead of the series. They're, up 3-2, and they're in Indiana tonight, and they got to win this to even the series up. Mark, what do you think, man?
I think, I kind of been pulling for the Pacers this whole time, but the Thunder, obviously, like, best record in the NBA. They've just been killing it. And I gotta say, like, I know Tyrese Halliburton is a player, but he should have sat out Game 5. And I know it's the finals. You don't sit in the finals. But he's dealing with that injury. They should have said, you know what, we'll take this loss and then have him healthier. Instead, he does 34 minutes, 4 points, plays like doo-doo.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And he's still feeling it today. And he said he's going to play. It's like, well, yeah, now you got to play. As much as I want the Pacers to at least take it to a Game 7, I don't think they will. I think the Thunder.
Yeah, and now that you say that, I was really banking on the Game 7 and the Pacers win tonight. But, I mean, I don't know. I have to take into consideration that there have been times where players have played sick and really locked in.
Jordan.
Yeah, I was saying that's the most, famous one to come to mind. And you know what? If anybody has it in them, out of both teams, it's Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He has made it his business to end the dreams of players and teams this playoff season. I think we will know everything that we need to know about him after the first quarter.
Yes. Definitely.
And, let's face it, yeah. I don't think that they necessarily, I mean, it's not like extremely imperative for him to have a bomb-ass game.
Yeah.
But they need him to show up and pitch in. Like, seriously, let's take into account that he doesn't score 4 points and he just goes a little below the minimum and scores, 15. They would have won that game.
Right. Exactly.
So or at least had a closer margin. So yeah, it's very imperative for him to be able to contribute in the way that they need him to. And like I said, we'll know what's up after we watch that first quarter. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
Because you either come out cracking or you don't. The one thing that we can say with like quote unquote flu games or sickness games, nobody goes into a game sick, has a terrible first or second quarter, and then just starts killing it in the second half. Am I lying now? Seriously.
No, for sure.
It's extremely hard to do that when you're not feeling well. Like, you have to be mentally locked in from the jump, and it's got to be going. The mojo's got to be going. So, we'll all be on the lookout for that. My head is telling me that this shit is going to end tonight, but my heart, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why I believe so much in Halliburton. I really don't. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, just for the sake of differences, I'm going to go ahead and say, Pacers at home, and they can do the damn thing tonight, and they push this thing to a Game 7.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Let's go ahead and talk about these odds. Shall we? Okay. Let's see here. Opening odds was Oklahoma City -5.5. They're currently at 6.5. Me personally, I don't like messing with the spreads, unless you take the Indiana Pacers. That's just me personally. But I mean, I'm thinking, Mark, with you, it would be the safe bet to go ahead and take Oklahoma City Thunder on the money tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
My man. How are you feeling about this over-under, though? That's 222.5. I will say, when it comes to the total points, they've been pretty on par. They have consistently scored over 120 points, save for Game 4, which was a total, 220 points.
Yeah.
Save for Game 4, which was a total of 215, which is still very close. How you feeling about that over-under of 222?
I think I'd go over.
I'm thinking the same thing. I feel like, there's going to be a sense of urgency tonight. Yeah. On both ends, more so on Indiana Pacers side. They may want to get back to, really trying to do that up tempo and pushing the pace. I actually feel like they fare better in those games.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in agreement with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then also, too, you'll hear it time and time again in the NBA. What's one of the hardest games to play? A closeout game.
Yeah.
So, I'm expecting both teams to really lock in offensively. And, I as well. I also like the over on it. I actually put that on my ticket tonight. I believe when I played it, it was at 23. Seems like the ESPN odds and the FanDuel odds are always like, a half a point or a point different.
Yeah.
From each other, which is interesting. But yeah, man. It is what it is. So there you have it. Anything else you want to talk about this NBA game before we move on to the next topic?
I was just going to hit Harry's comments here.
Sure.
He agrees OKC is going to finish it out tonight. And he says the Pacers need Miles Turner to show up.
Okay. Well, there you have it. All right. One of the last topics for tonight. So we've all been raving about, Shohei Ohtani. We know how important he has been to the Dodgers. He's added, since they acquired him, he's added so much value, right?
Yep.
Single-handedly, major reason why they won the championship. And yeah, man, he's just that dude. Okay, when he started off with the Los Angeles Angels, he was a dual threat pitcher as well as long ball man. And in 2023, Dodgers shut that down. Or, wait a minute, 2023, where are we, Was he with the Angels at that time, 2023?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he and that might even have been in the off season. Now that I'm thinking about it, he got shut down with pitching in 2023. All right, I'm not exactly sure when that happened, but he hasn't been pitching, and he came back to the mound. What was it this week?
Yep.
Earlier this week. I'm trying to. What day was that, Mark?
Oh man.
Hold on. Let me see.
Monday.
It was Monday. You're absolutely right. Okay, thank you so much for that. Yes, Monday. Came back Monday. A game against San Diego Padres. Very much, hyped up game as far as like social media and regular media is concerned. I mean, everybody was talking about it because, a dual threat is just something that you just don't see in the major league. And in the interest of the sport, the brand, and everything, you want something like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
As a fan, you love to see crap like that. You love to see stuff like that. So he had his pitching debut for the Dodgers on Monday. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I believe he actually. What? He only pitched one inning?
Yeah. It was a short.
Okay, I was gonna say I know he only gave up one run, but I didn't realize he only pitched one inning. All right, so they threw him out there for an inning. Obviously, Dave Roberts just wants him to get his feet wet. Yeah. Obviously, but he gave up a run. So that's not really much of a sample set, you guys. For us to kind of further evaluate. I just wanted to talk about, the phenomenon, the thing that is actually happening here. But I believe we will have something more of substance for us to take a look at because I believe he'll be pitching against, he'll be pitching on Sunday. And I want to say against the Nationals.
Is that in LA? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. I want to say Sunday against the Nationals. Yep, absolutely. That's what it is. So, that'll be and that's cool too. I think that'll be a nice game for him. Nice little challenge. The Nationals have actually been doing pretty well. I think they've been doing better than the Orioles.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had that. Talk about throwing him to the wolves. First game, even though it was just an inning against the San Diego Padres, that's tough. So, he got his feet wet. He'll be ready to take them out on Sunday, and a lot of people, including myself, will be interested to see, what will come of that.
Yeah. Even though he only appeared for an inning, though, he did prove that he had that heater still. Threw for over 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Stuff's still there. And also, too, I am not a fan that looks at these athletes as immortal, right? Even though they're professional, even though they've been playing the game their whole life, man, you can't tell me that they don't still get nervous jitters.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not him or anything like that, but so for anybody out there that's like, oh, he gave up the home run or whatever, man, get your life together. Seriously. Excuse me. This guy, like you said, clearly still has his stuff. He's hitting 100. And he's still a valuable asset as far as his arm is concerned. I just hope that elbow stays together, because if it blows up, Christ almighty, and we've seen it a couple of times already this season with these pitchers, and it's just really, that's a hard thing to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't even watch it. It's like when a player breaks their leg, like on the football field or the basketball court. I have to immediately, you know me, Mark. I can't watch stuff like that. So, yeah. So we're expecting good things, and if he does hold together in that pitching, man, that's just one more piece to add. To this Dodgers who's already looking very scary. They want to run that thing back.
Oh yeah.
They want to run that thing back, and all of them fans over there in L.A., they salivating, son, and rightfully so, because it's looking like they very well could, as of right now. Any real on wrestling, bub?
Nothing I can think of right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Harry does have something in the chat, though.
Sure.
He wanted to know if we had talked about the big sale in the NBA, the Lakers.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean,
it's just a controlling interest. Like, the Buss family is still part of the ownership group. Just
yeah, and that's why I'm sighing, because it's like, I don't know, is anything gonna happen? No. I mean, honestly, like, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm just so frustrated with that organization right now. I literally looked at the headline. I saw the sale. I didn't even tap to read. Wow. Because, like, how the initial headline, it tells you everything. To me, it tells you everything you need to know most of the time. Yeah. And with the Buss family still at the helm, man, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Jeannie and everything, but I honestly, Harry, I don't know. I would have to see what kinds of things happen over the next couple of months to say if I'm going to be excited about this crap or not. I mean, I personally feel like there is somebody, whether ownership or consultant, or there's somebody with a different outlook, with a different perspective, that needs to be a voice of reason when it comes to that organization. Yeah. I mean, and that's just me personally. I was going to say, Mark, I don't know how you feel about it, what you think about it, but that is just me.
I mean, I kind of expect it to be business as usual, like you said.
Yeah.
They didn't say whether, like, they're going to replace a new president or anything. It's just going to be same old, same old. Right. And as much as, it was great what LeBron did and everything, it's time to move on.
Right. I mean, for crying out loud. Look, let me not get too emotional, because this could turn into a 20-minute end into the show. But, yeah, there you have it. I'm not impressed. I'm side-eyeing the whole situation. To me, it's just somebody else different signing the checks. Yeah. That's the only thing that changed. So, and that's that. That's all I'm going to speak on that, man. Like, I mean, this NBA Finals tells you everything you need to know about the Los Angeles Lakers and the West Coast. Honestly, I mean, come on, yo. Come on. Right. This Finals tells you everything you need to know. And I've been saying the same. I've been beating the same horse for the past 3 years, and there's no horse left to beat. It's just not even worth my time no more, man. Like, but every year we'll do the same thing. Next year it'll be, the Lakers going to the finals. Kiss my butt.
Meanwhile, by November 15th, it's like, maybe next year. Yeah.
I mean, gosh, but maybe this thing will be, and if it was me and if he was smart, this would be my last year if I was LeBron James. Right. Let's have our farewell tour, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Mark, real on wrestling. Anything else before we sign off for tonight?
No real on wrestling, but I did want to say, shout out to the Florida Panthers for wrapping up the NHL Stanley Cup back-to-back.
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah. The Florida team winning the ice hockey.
Right.
And then also I wanted to give a shout out to Arizona baseball, the Arizona Wildcats. They,
Yeah.
they made it to the Super Regionals. Unfortunately, they didn't get to the College World Series itself.
Right.
But they got damn close. And
Yeah, pretty good series, man, too.
yeah, closer than the women, but which I think as successful as softball is, you never really expected, even though baseball's always been good. But yeah, like they lost against Coastal Carolina, and I forget who that second game was, but
I watched that last game and I was just like, oh man.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, it was on at like, I don't know, it was like really late one night, and I can't remember where I was coming from, but I've been coming from like being out, and I think I had a couple of drinks, and it just so happened that it was on, and I watched it.
Nice.
And yeah, like I said, I mean, very good series, tough ending, but yeah, good things.
Yeah, good things for the future.